Good morning, Dean. Good morning, classmates. This is my report, Chapter 5 Building Competitive Advantage Through Business Level Strategy. Charles W. Hill and Garrett Jones. Overview. The companies that dominate an industry can never take a leading position for granted. To create a successful business model, strategic managers must do the following: formulate business level strategies that will allow company to attract customers and lead them away from the competitors, and implement business level strategies. Competitive positioning and the business model. To create a successful business model, managers must choose a set of business level strategies that work together to give a company a competitive position over its rivals. The two factors that determine which product a customer chooses to satisfy a desire are the way product is differentiated from another product of its type so that it is appealing, the price of the product. Product differentiation. This is the process of designing product to satisfy customers' needs. Companies that invest their resources to create something distinct can often charge a premium price for their product. When devising a model, strategic managers are always constrained by the end of to differentiate their products against the need to keep their cost structure under control. Cost control allows a company to price their product at the price that gives customer as much or more value than the products of its rival. If the customer perceives there is more value in a company product than a competing product, the company can charge a premium price. Customer groups and market segmentation. A second important choice in formulating a successful business model is to decide which kind of product to offer to which customer group. Customer groups are sets of people who share similar need for a particular product. Many different customer group coexist in a market. Three approaches to market segmentation. First, a company might choose not to recognize that different market segments exist and make a product targeted at a typical customer. Second, a company can choose to recognize the differences between customers group and create a product targeted toward most of all of the different market segments. Third, a company might choose to target only one or two segments. Profitability increases to the degree that there are significant differences in customers' need for a product in a particular market or industry. In buying cars, customers need to differ widely. Thus, major global car makers make numerous vehicles to serve most market segments. In some markets, manufacturers make only one or a few products as inexpensively as possible. For BIC razor pens, arm, and the hammer. Another approach to market segmentation is to target only one or two market segments. To do this, a company must develop something very special, distinctive to attract a large share of customers in those particular market segments. For example, Porsche targets its well-known sports car at buyers in the high-end price sports car segment. A retailer might specialize in a particular style of clothing like Western wear. Competitive positioning and business level strategies. Differentiation is expensive because strategies to improve product quality, support a higher level of service, or increase innovation increase operating costs. Managers must compensate for differentiation but not price the product so high that customer decide the differentiation is worth the price. No matter what level of differentiation a company chooses to pursue in its business model, differentiation and cost structure decisions affect one another. If competitors develop product for new market segments, the company must follow suit or become uncompetitive even if this reduce profitability. If competitors develop a new product, the company must follow suit for the same reason. Competitive positioning, generic business level strategies. We saw earlier that a successful business model is a result of how company formulates and implements a set of strategies to achieve appropriate differentiation, cost, and pricing options. Two advantages accrue to company pursuing cost leadership. A company pursuing a cost leadership business model chooses strategies that do everything possible to lower its cost. Two advantages accrue to company pursuing cost leadership. First, it will be more profitable than its closest competitor. Second, it gains a competitive edge because it is able to charge a lower price than its competitors. Focus cost leadership. A company can pursue focused cost leadership business model based on combining the cost leadership and focused business level strategies to compete for customers in just one market segment. Focused cost leadership compete for customers in just one or a few market segments. These market segments may be defined geographically by type of customer or by segment of the product. If a company uses a focused cost leadership approach, it competes against the cost leader in the market segments where it can operate at no cost disadvantage. The focused cost leader concentrates on small volume custom products for which it has a cost advantage. It leaves a large volume custom standardized market to the national cost leader. For example, Mexican food special versus Big Macs. A differentiator cannot allow a cost leader to gain too great a cost advantage. A cost leader must also imitate the strategic moves of its differentiated competitor and increase the quality of features of its product. A cost leader must also imitate the strategic moves of its differentiated competitor and increase the quality of the features of its product to prosper in the long run. When designers such as Gucci and Dior unveil their new lineup, their designs are copied and the plans are transmitted to factories in Malaysia. A company pursuing a differentiator business model pursues business level strategies that allow it to create a unique product. If a differentiator invests its resources to gain a competitive advantage from superior innovation, excellent quality, and responsiveness to customer needs. When differentiation is based on responsiveness to customers, a company offers comprehensive after-sales service and product repair. The more company resembles its rival, the more the company is protected from competition and the wider its market appeal. A differentiator chooses to divide its market into many segments and offer different products in each segment. A differentiator can tolerate moderate increase in input prices better than the cost leader can. The major problem with this strategy are related to how well strategic managers can maintain a product perceived difference to customer. Focus differentiation. A company that pursues a business model based on focus differentiation choose to combine a differentiation and focus generic business level strategies. A focused company will position itself to compete in one or a few segments. A focused differentiator can protect its competitive advantage in a market segment to the extent that it can provide a good service that its rivals cannot. A value creation frontier is the maximum amount of value that the products of different companies within an industry can provide to customers at any one time using a different business models. Company at its frontier have a competitive advantage and above average profitability. Neiman Marcus, Target, and Walmart have reached the value frontier, but their competitors Saks, JCPenney, and Sears Kmart have not. Few companies are able to continuously outperform their rivals and remain on the value creation frontier over time. Sony and Dell were on the frontier a few years ago, but they lost their competitive advantage to the rivals such as Samsung, Apple, and HP. Companies on the value creation frontier offer a superior value proposition than their rivals. Broad differentiators occupy the middle segment of the value creation frontier. These are companies that have developed business level strategies to better differentiate their products and lower their cost structure simultaneously. This strategy enables companies to reach a high profitability level and become an increasing threat to both differentiators and cost leader over time. With growing profits, broad differentiators can invest in technology to weaken competition. Competitive positioning and strategic groups within most industry strategic groups, that is the setup companies that pursue a similar business model, emerge. The concept of strategic groups has several implications for competitive position. Strategic managers must map their competitors according to their choice of business model specifically, and once a company has mapped its rival, it can better understand how changes taking place in the industry are affecting its competitive advantage from a differentiation and cost structure perspective. For example, Ups versus FedEx. Successful competitive positioning requires that a company achieve a fit between its strategies and its business model. Many companies fail because following the following reasons: they do not work continuously to improve their business model. They do not perform strategic group analysis. They often fail to identify and respond to change. That's all. Thank you.